Oops. Hi, everybody. As you can see, I'm celebrating with one of my finest malts from Islay. This is called Bunnahabhain. I don't know if you can read it backwards, but it's called Bunnahabhain. And in Gaelic, that means we are the people. So that's one of my favourite ones, actually. Anyhow, I'm celebrating last night's fantastic win against the Dons 3-0. And to say we thrashed them is an understatement. The only negative probably is the fact that it took us until the 89th, 90th minute before we got that second goal to make sure we'd won the game. But it should have really have been 5, 6, 7, and certainly we could have gone in at half time. 3-0 up, never mind after 97 minutes. So it was a great victory, great display, our best display since the Celtic game, obviously, and probably one of our best displays of the season. So a very enjoyable night all round, and the fans were all in harmony, no walkouts or anything like that. So anyhow, the team that started, I think it pleased everybody because he kept with the young Inciala at centre back. Unfortunately, Redvan was still right back. But the good news, I suppose, was that Balogun, especially as it turned out, good news, and Tavernier were on the bench and probably due to get some minutes later in the game, should it be tied up, which obviously didn't get tied up until 90 something minute, and they came on earlier than that. I think they came on with about 20 minutes to go, while Balogun did anyhow. So we played really well. Ripped them apart, I don't know how many times. Apparently, we had, I think, 29 shots at goal, 12 on target, and they had 6 at goal and 2 on target. And one of these wasn't even a chance. I'll come back to that in a minute. So, great display. Fans were really pleased, and especially the first half. I think we weren't as good in the second half. Although we kept trying to get that second goal as we needed it, obviously, for insurance purposes. But what a first half. I mean, I think it was in about the 5th minute. Iggerman nearly scored, probably should have scored. We'd be cursing him if he was called Drossers. But it was a lovely pass through to him. I think it was Hadji passed it through to him, and the goalkeeper came out. And as he neared the goalkeeper, he just prodded it to the side of him over his leg, I think it was, and it just went inches past the far post. So that should have been a goal. It wasn't long in coming. I think about 5 minutes later, the goal was scored. Goalie threw the ball out to I don't know if it was the left back, but in that position, the guy let it roll under his foot. Well done, Cherny. He pounced on it, took it to the byline, cut it back. Diomande had a shot, but as usual, 3 Aberdeen guys all falling in front of himself to block it. Bounced off one of them, went straight to Iggerman, and he did a lovely side foot finish into the bit of the goal that was empty compared to the rest of it, which had the goalie and other defenders guarding it. So great finish, 1-0 up early on. So that put us in a great frame of mind. We kept on the front foot. In fact, when I think about it, Iggerman should have had a hat trick in the first half because, as I say, he missed that one I've just described. He scored the goal, and 30 odd minutes in, I think it might have been. What a great move. Started with young Inciala, a brilliant pass through the middle, on the deck, straight to Iggerman. He then passed it forward to Danilo, who, with his back to goal on the 18-yard line, just laid it off back to Iggerman, who continued his run, and he fired a brilliant shot. It was net bound until the goalie dived and did a great save, palming it away to the byline for a corner kick. So that could have been the goal of the season for us, I would have said, if that come off. So that, plus another couple of shots from people like Shefty, Hadji, Cherny, we could easily have been at least 3 up at half time. So everybody was feeling great at that point. Second half, more of the same. Cherny missed a really bad one when he was put through on his left foot, and he took so long, too many touches. So by the time he did shoot, there was defenders back, and the goalie saved it anyhow. So he did that again later on. So he missed a couple. What else? Hadji glanced the bar with a 20-yarder. Shefty could have scored. They could have cut it back instead of taking a shot from a narrow angle. Anybody else like that? Oh, once Balogun came on, and give the guy his due, he's been out injured since December, and he came on for the last 20 minutes or 27 minutes as it turned out, and he scored the second goal. He hit the post before that with a header, and he had another shot cleared off the line before that. So well done to him for having that kind of impact up front, and he was solid enough at the back as well once Proper had to go off injured. That's one of the only few downsides to last night. Another central defender injured. How bad it is, we don't know. Well, I don't know at this point. So let's hope he's not out for weeks, because that's Balogun just back. When will we ever have 2 or 3 proper central defenders? So he did well when he came on. And the goal came from Inciala. It was a corner on the left from Tavernier. It was headed away beyond to the right-hand side. Inciala's there. He collects it, turns round, puts in a lovely in-swinging cross right to where Balogun is, and he rose beautifully and just headed it inside the near post. Brilliant header. Great work from a young guy out on the right. He'd done that before. That might have been the one where Balogun headed it against the post, because that was twice Inciala did the same thing, getting the ball out in the right wing from a corner on the other side and putting a lovely cross in with his left foot. So that was the second goal. Everybody's celebrating. And then to put the cherry on the cake, 97th minute of the 97, literally the last kick of the ball, and it came from Balogun just booting it up to the halfway line. Drossers is on as a sub at this point. The Aberdeen guy beside him slips. Drossers takes the ball, runs the whole half, the Aberdeen half of the field, with a guy ahead of him, one guy in the goalkeeper. The guy doesn't tackle him, he just keeps running ahead of him, and when he gets into the box, he just takes a couple of steps to the left and fires it low into the net. Great goal. Didn't matter, of course, but that's typical of Drossers. If it had been nothing each, would they have scored that? Well, if it had been nothing each, they wouldn't have had just one guy in their own half. They'd have had the whole team back in their own half. That's the problem, obviously. So, great finish anyhow, and a big smile from Drossers. So that might cheer him up. But it should have been more than 3-0. Looking at the game as a whole, most players played well enough. Some people did quite a few good things and a few mistakes. I would say the worst one was Ridvan. I mean, he should have been off at half time, especially with Tavernier on the bench, because he was just hopeless, I think. Made too many mistakes. By Rami, when he came on, he is too weak, too slow. He had 2 shots at goal where he could have scored. One, he went yards past the near post. The other one went inches past from about 20 yards, so that was a bit better. Another one he shot from a difficult angle when he should have cut it back. He did a few good passes, but he was pretty poor as well. Everybody else played reasonably well, although I've got to say Raskin hasn't been the same Raskin as he was before his 1 game suspension, so I hope he can get up to speed again. He did some good things, but he's not the same guy as he was before that. Man of the match, Egerman, I suppose he deserved it. Oh, what a handful he is. He only got, 3 chances. One brought out a great save from the goalkeeper, one he scored, and the other one he just went inches past. But the work he does off the ball, the work he can do when he takes a pass, he can collect it, control it, move it on, find somebody else to pass it to and take a return. So he was the star man. I'd have said Inciala had a great game as well. Confident, composed, great left foot, could pass it forward, especially up the left wing in the first half with his left foot, and just looks unruffled, and he looks tall, fast enough. He'll do for now anyhow, and he could be one for the future, hopefully. So I would say on the whole, most of the guys played well or reasonably well, apart from a couple. And the goalie had one great save from a 50-yard lob from Clarkson when he dispossessed Diamandi, and he lobbed it towards the goal from the centre circle with Kelly backtracking and then just getting his palms to knock it forward before it got over the line. So well done to him. That was about his only save of the game, I think. No, he had one other that was a sort of common garden save. So well done to him. But great victory. Let's celebrate. We've put Aberdeen back in their box. we look now to Fraserburgh and another, 5 or 6 win, hopefully.